Hello, chismosas y chismosos, and welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime, where I like to tell the stories of the real cucuys and lloronas of the world. I'm Audrey, a paralegal turned stay-at-home mom that loves true crime. The cases I cover are wild, topics may be triggering, viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. With all that being said, grab your hot Cheetos and let's get started on today's case. The media has dubbed this man the vampire king of Fresno. He ain't no king, and vampires are not real. Today's real-life cucuy named Marcus DeLon Wesson was born on August 22nd, 1946 in Kansas City, Missouri, to Ben and Carrie Wesson. Marcus was their first child, Dietrich was their second, and Michael was their third and last together. The Wesson family moved around a lot, and although Marcus grew up with a father, he was mostly raised by his mother, Carrie, due to his dad's abusive alcoholism. As a devout Seventh-day Adventist, Carrie made sure her children did not miss any of the Saturday morning, sometimes all-day church, and would host weekly Bible studies. The Wesson family moved to San Jose, California when Marcus was 10 years old. They soon joined the Ephesus Seventh-day Adventist Church in San Jose, where Marcus sang in the choir. Marcus went to Samuel Ayer High School up until his senior year, and even though he attended his graduating class's graduation ceremony, due to lack of credits, he did not earn a diploma. Around the time of his fake graduation, Marcus's grandmother, cousin, and niece moved from Alabama into his family's home in San Jose, California. The cousin named Larry Morgan and Marcus's dad fell in love and together moved into a small cottage in San Jose where they lived for 10 years. Despite his affair, Ben Wesson returned to his wife Carrie after 10 years in the late 1970s. Although Marcus was a devout Seventh-day Adventist, he had his own ideas of the Bible. He believed in homosexuality, bisexuality, and even polygamy. On June 2nd, 1966, Marcus joined the U.S. Army at the age of 19, where he became a medical corpsman and a military EMS medic. During the Vietnam War, he was deployed to Europe. In 1968, he was honorably discharged and moved back to San Jose, California. Within weeks, he met Rose Solorio, who was 13 years younger than him, and quickly moved into her home. In 1971, when Marcus was 25, he and Rose had a son named Adair. Marcus and Rose's relationship became troublesome, to say the least, when he started having an affair with her 14-year-old daughter, Elizabeth Solorio. Even more odd was the fact that Rose gave him permission to marry her daughter. As such, Marcus and 14-year-old Elizabeth were married in 1974. They tried to keep it a secret until they could no longer do so when Elizabeth became pregnant that same year. Rose had an older son named Jesse, and when he started to suspect that his little sister's growing belly might be due to a baby, he confronted Marcus about it. This resulted in Marcus beating Jesse with an electrical cord so badly that Jesse was unable to even lift his shirt up from the pain. When family members started to suspect that Marcus was abusive, they threatened to call the cops. Marcus somehow talked the family not to rat his nasty ass out. He struck a deal with them, saying that he would leave as long as he let them take the family van. 27-year-old Marcus left his son Adair and his first wife Rose and his stepson Jesse and began a new life with his pregnant 15-year-old stepdaughter, Elizabeth, and the van. Elizabeth dropped out of James Lick High School and went on to have 11 children with Marcus. Adrian, Dorian, Kiana, Sabrina, Stefan, who was a stillborn, Almay, Donovan, who died at 6 months from meningitis, Marcus Jr., Gypsy, Serafino, and Elizabeth Jr. For a very short time, Marcus worked as a teller for Wells Fargo. Corporate America left a bad taste in his mouth. He quit his job, started growing out his dreadlocks, and swore never to work for the big man again. The children were homeschooled by Elizabeth, who didn't even finish high school herself, and Marcus went on welfare to support his enormous family. In October of 1978, the Wesson family were members of the Santa Cruz Seventh-day Adventist Church, where they met a pregnant teenager named Ilabelle Lee. She had run away from home after her parents found out she was pregnant and kicked her out. She sought refuge through the church, but instead was met with the real-life kukui by the name of Marcus Wesson. Ilabelle soon became a sister wife, and as the only person in the family with a real job, she was made to hand over all of her checks to Marcus. Ilabelle was, quote, Elizabeth's handmaiden. Thankfully, she was able to escape as soon as she got her driver's license, and with the help of her brother who lived out of state, she drove away and never saw the Wessons again, and thank God for that. During the Wessons family's time in Santa Cruz, Marcus bought a boat in Marin for $14,000, which he paid in monthly installments of $500. By October of 1987, Marcus was the official owner of a 26-foot sailboat he made his family of 11 to live in. Because Marcus signed the vessel ownership paperwork, the tax assessor's office notified the welfare department, and that resulted in a legal battle with Santa Cruz County. Marcus tried to defend this purchase by telling the court that the boat was his family's residence, to which the district attorney pointed out that the boat could only fit 4 people comfortably, as such not sustainable for a place for a family of 11. On top of that, welfare investigators found out that the Wessons were living on a plot of land in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Marcus Wesson was found guilty of welfare fraud and perjury. Judge William Kelsey sentenced him to 3 months in jail and 5 years of probation. After this brush with the law, Marcus stopped listing his name on any documents, including the birth certificates of his kids. Through the 80s and 90s, the Wesson clan split their time living between the Santa Cruz Mountains and the boat. They lived in tents on a quarter-acre plot of land that he paid $500 to a man for. Around this time, Elizabeth's sister, Rosemary Solorio, became a drug addict and could no longer take care of her 3 young daughters, Sofina Solorio, Ruby Ortiz, and Brandy Sanchez. As such, they were sent off to live with their Aunt Elizabeth and Uncle Marcus. By 1995, Sofina, Ruby, and Kiani were all pregnant with Marcus's babies.